Act like you know. 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 You act like you know. It's Auntie, y'all. It's Auntie, y'all. If you have not done so, go ahead and follow your girl on Twitter at Auntie Be Knowing. Follow me on Instagram at Trice Brown 53, and go on my YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share to Auntie Be Knowing. It costs $0 to follow a bitch. $0 to follow a bitch. So do it. Get sick of telling y'all motherfucking ass that every time. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into the mess. Okay. Congrats to Nick Jonas and his lovely wife, Priyanka Chopra. Is it Chopra? Something like that. But I know it's Priyanka. Congrats to y'all. They just had their baby via surrogate. I seen a lot of people saying, what is she can't have babies or something. It don't necessarily always mean that you can't have no babies when you do a surrogate. This woman got her own career and she got stuff that she's doing, like she's a model and all that stuff. So yeah, infertility might have had a play with it, but also, you know, these stars and stuff, they get surrogates to preserve and maintain their body. You see what I'm saying? So it's not always about infertility issues. Y'all got to stay out of people fucking business and just be talking reckless about people. The Fugees have canceled their 25th anniversary tour for their album The Score. That's what they were touring and doing, the 25th anniversary tour. They done canceled it due to COVID. You got to get the fuck up on out of here. Cause that was one concert I was looking forward to going to, but I said hell no when this shit started. Hells to the no. But a lot of people are speculating, saying that it's Lauren. If them people said it was COVID, it's COVID. Y'all love trying to ready or not, here I come. I was looking, you can't hide. I love that. I love it. But they were talking about Lauren ain't show up again. Y'all better stop doing Lauren here. You get off of the queen, you hear me? But if it's due to COVID, good for them. Shut that shit down. Moving right along, the FBI announced on Friday that Brian Laundrie claimed responsibility for killing his fiance Gabby Petito. Y'all remember all that happened last year. If you don't remember, let me give you a quick recap on this case. In August 2021, last year, Gabby Petito went missing. She went on a trip with her fiance Brian Laundrie. They were supposed to do this traveling on a van life journey, and was supposed to be documenting it across the United States. Okay, they left in July, and Gabby went missing the next month in August. Okay, they went to Brian, cause Brian ass literally came home in that van without Gabby. So the police and everybody, they questioned Brian, and he refused to tell anybody about Gabby. He just did not say anything. So after a while, they named him the prime suspect in her missing persons case. Brian went missing. Literally, Brian left his house literally on September 13th, and he was reported like 4 days later, September 17th, being missing. Okay, literally September 19th, they found Gabby's body at Bridger Teton National Forest Park in Wyoming. They found her remains, and they had determined that she had been strangled to death, with Brian being the primary suspect. So after they find Gabby, they are literally looking for Brian. A whole month after he was reported missing, sometime in October, that's when they found Brian remains, and they saw that he killed himself. He shot himself in the head, and he left a diary next to him. In his notebook, it said that he did kill Gabby. This was a tragic domestic violence issue. And domestic violence is real. That's why I didn't agree with that junk what Ari was saying and all that stuff, because sometimes that shit can go too far. Sometimes it goes too far and you can lose your life. Okay? But the FBI has come out and said that Brian did admit to killing Gabby alone with himself. Prayers to the family of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, because this was just senseless. It was just tragic. It just crazy. If you are just experiencing domestic violence, ladies and men, because men do go through that too, we need to start talking about that. Talk to somebody about it. I know that it may feel uncomfortable, and you may be feeling embarrassed and ashamed, and you may be feeling a little bit responsible for going through what you're going through, but it's not your fault. Please reach out to somebody, please, because this could have been avoided, because I know there were signs before this actually happened. Okay, please reach out and talk to somebody. Please don't let nobody get away with don't let nobody get away with abusing you, misusing you. Don't let nobody get away with that. Okay, prayers to the family, for real, for real. Moving right along, respectfully, Young Blue and his team got arrested after being victims of an alleged attempted robbery and shootout. It took place Thursday night in LA. While the perp didn't take anything, it appears that Young Blue's manager was grazed with a bullet. Was grazed, and they were arrested because they fled the scene, and they came back to the scene to retrieve a car that they were driving in. But Young Blue and his team have since been released, because it did come to find out that they were victims of an attempted robbery. Auntie had to switch it up real quick, okay? But I seen a lot of y'all online asking, like, how are they the victims and they got arrested? Well, let me tell you how they are the victims and they got arrested, okay? First and foremost, when an attempted robbery or any type of physical altercation takes place, you cannot leave the scene of the crime. They got arrested based on the fact that they fled the scene of the crime. And then they returned back to the very scene to retrieve a car that the police was already looking through and all that already. So that's how they got arrested. But other than that, the police arrested them, took them down to the station, found out they was the victims, and released them. Literally. That's all they had to do in the first place. So now that we're done talking about this situation, let's go ahead and take it on down to the dirty South and take it over here in the East Coast, kind of to Virginia. Let's go to Virginia. It happened this week as well. A woman by the name of Amelia King walked into her children's PTA meeting, like school board meeting that they were having. And they were having a meeting trying to talk about whether or not they were going to drop the mask mandate, and they were going to let children either wear their mask or not wear their mask while in school. This motherfucker, I'm finna go ahead and tell you, this son of a bitch, she go and gets and steps up to the podium and tells those officials that my children ain't wearing no mask on Monday. And I will come here with every gun loaded. Yes, you heard me the fuck right. She said her kids ain't wearing no motherfucking masks. And she will come to the school with every gun loaded on Monday morning. And I guess in protest or whatever, saying that her kids ain't finna wear no motherfucking mask. Listen. No, she was not this color. She was definitely this. You can't go on school grounds and threaten no motherfucking officials, especially school officials, that you're going to shoot them over a motherfucking mask. Yes, she has been arrested. And I think she's been released out on bond for making threats. You're threatening to do what, lady? Like, this is the type of parents that we need to really watch out for. We really need to watch out for. Yeah, I understand that it's abuse, but it's this type of crazy thinking that we also got to watch out for with our children. What you mean by yes, there is abuse? Yes, there is child abuse. Children are being abused. But there is also something being abused physically. But there's also something called you're being abused mentally. And the way she's growing her children up, that is a form of abuse. You don't have to fucking punch your kids to abuse them. You can damage them mentally, psychologically, emotionally. You can damage them. And I'm not saying that her children are not getting the proper care, they're not getting the proper love, because she does seem like a concerned parent. It's her thinking that's fucked up. Now, y'all watch out for her kids, because we don't want her kids to get so upset about them being bullied or something else. Then now they trying to bring a gun to the school and they shoot up the whole school. Do you see what type of thinking that I'm talking about? Be careful. Will Packer has just announced that there will be a girls trip too. Yay! I am here for it. I'm here for that one. And the third installment of The Best Man. I cannot freaking wait. I cannot wait. The last Girls Trip movie to come out was like in 2017. That was like 4 or 5 years ago, right? If my math is correct. Like 4 or 5 years ago. It was like 5 years ago. So yeah, like I am so ready. I'm so ready for Tiffany to show me that. I'm ready for Jada to show me how she got a groove back. I'm ready for Queen Latifah to get up on her stardom. I'm ready for Regina Hall. Is it Regina Hall? I'm ready to see Regina Hall and see how her relationship with Lorenz Tate blossomed and stuff like that. If they finna get freaking married, or because Regina Hall was married in the first movie. She was married in the first one to this big black dark gable looking motherfucker, and he was cheating on her while they was married. But they stayed married for the endorsement. They weren't happy now. They was not happy. That's why he was cheating on her. She actually knew about the bitches. She actually knew. So, she was staying with him for the moolah, for the endorsements that they would get together. But she went to Louisiana for the Essence Awards, and she just stood up and said, I'm sick of this shit. I don't want my man. I want my friend. That's how it be sometimes. That's how it be. Don't get no relationship advice from me, because you'll end up in the hospital listening to me. Okay, let's talk about this FTN Bay and Zooty Low situation. Okay, remember I reported about FTN Bay, how she went online and everything, and she outed Duty Low for allegedly sexually assaulting her child. Well, Duty Low took a lie detector test, and it shows that he did not touch that child. He was telling the truth about it. So FTN Bay goes and she gets online again, and she publicly makes an apology and say that she believed her son, as she should have if her son actually really did say something like that. She believed her son. So that's why she jumped the gun on everything. So then after that, Duty Low came back. Remember I told y'all Duty Low came back and he said, well, I accept your apology. I just want us to move on from this situation. And then FTN Bay came back online and said, oh, she was forced to say that whole apology. She said she was forced to do that whole apology, and that her son's story has not changed at all. And she still believes that Dudilo had did something to her child. Well, Dudilo has since come out and produced paperwork from the district attorney's office. And the paperwork does state that Dudilo did take a lie detector in front of them. And also in the paperwork it states that FTN Bay was telling the little boy what to fucking say to incriminate Dudilo on child abuse charges. Now, since you done produced this, FTN Bay, shut the fuck up, because now it's on record. The district attorney's office don't even believe you, baby. Shut the fuck up or get arrested at this point, because that was wrong what you. It's time for her to go to jail. I believe women who do things like that, who falsely accuse somebody of doing something like that to their child, or they falsely accuse somebody of fucking raping you, know that man didn't fucking rape you, but you crying rape, you need to take your ass to jail. Point blank, period. No need for a discussion. It's pretty much fucking explanatory. You lie, you should automatically get about 3 to 5 years for fucking lying on somebody. I am not even fucking playing. Yes, I did say 3 to 5. Yes, I did say 3 to 5, depending on the crime. You shouldn't do that time for motherfucking lying. For however time that person could, how much time that person could have got, that's what you need to get. Because your motherfucking ass didn't have to lie. And then you brought it to the internet line. You ain't have to lie. That shit was just beyond me. That's beyond me. Okay, let's wrap this up quickly. NBA YoungBoy is on a 6-month hiatus for some healing time. His producer says he'll be doing that for like 6 months. He do need some healing time because he coming out already just guns blazing. So you need to rest your mind. You fighting with your baby mamas, you're calling out other rappers and new songs that you're dropping. But those songs that he's dropping out now, those are the songs that are going to stay out until after his 6 months hiatus. I don't think he's working on new stuff, but not on releasing it right now. The stuff that he's released right now is the only stuff that he's gonna release for about 6 months. So that mental health is serious. Please take time for you. What else we got to talk about? We got to talk about Kodak Black. His daughter Yuri Capri is here in the world, and he's also been free from. Prayers to Nick Cannon and his baby mother of Zen, his youngest son. Zen passed away from like a brain cancer or something like that, and his family is going through mourning right now. So prayers to the family. Okay, y'all, that's all I have for y'all right now, and I got to go. But I'll be back with some more content. I love you. I ain't repeating that shit over the dude, because you're grown and y'all already should know. Auntie ain't got the patience for that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're grown. You should already know. You should already know what to do. I shouldn't tell you what to do. I love you. Y'all be blessed. Be safe. Talk to you later.